Alright, today we are doing real numbers part 2. Here we are going to learn about Euclid's division algorithm. Euclid's division algorithm. Now, what is algorithm? Algorithm are steps that are used to solve a particular problem. Now, these are steps which we use to solve a particular problem. Now, before going to Euclid's division algorithm, let us recall division algorithm which we have learned in previous class. Division algorithm. In division algorithm, we have learned that dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Now this thing we can understand by solving a practical question. Suppose we have a number, say 53, and we are going to divide it by 3. Now 3 ones are 3 we can take, and after subtracting 5 minus 3 we will get 2. We'll bring this 3 here. Now can we say 23 as the remainder? No, we cannot, because 3 can further divide this 23. 3 7s are 21. Now after subtracting we get 2. Now we can say that 2 is the remainder, because 2 cannot be divided by 3, and we have the quotient this and remainder this. Here we have dividend equals to 53, divisor equals to 3, quotient equals to 17, and remainder equals to 2. Now if we put it in this equation, dividend we have 53 equals to divisor we have 3 into quotient we have 17 plus remainder we have 2. Now if we solve this one, 17 into 3 will give you 51 plus 2. 51 plus 2 becomes 53. Hence dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. We got LHS equals to RHS. Now this thing can also be written as A equals to BQ plus R. This we are writing the same thing. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So A dividend is equal to B as the divisor, Q as the quotient, and R as the remainder. And here we have to write down here R should be between 0 and B. It should be smaller than B, not equal to B, but smaller than B. But it can be equal to or greater than 0. It can be 0 or greater than 0, but it cannot be equal to B. It has to be always smaller than the B. Now this thing is called Euclid's division lemma. Euclid's division lemma. Now lemma means a proven statement, a statement or a proven statement which we use to prove another theorem. A proven statement used to prove another theorem or statement. Now coming back to Euclid's division algorithm. How to use Euclid's division algorithm, let us see now. The question will be like, using Euclid's division algorithm. Using Euclid's division algorithm, find the HCF. Find HCF. We already know what is HCF. HCF means highest common factor, but here we won't use the all method. We will use Euclid's division algorithm. Let's take two numbers, say like 10 and 15. Now if we use the all method, we factorize 15 and 10 both separately. 15 comes in the table of 5 into 3, and 10 comes in the table of 5 into 2. Here we can see that 5 is common in both of them, and it is the highest one. So we have HCF equals to 5. but we cannot find out the HCF using this method since we are asked to find using Euclid's division algorithm. Now what was Euclid's division lemma we are going to use here to find out the HCF? It said that A equals to BQ plus R. We are going to use this to find out the HCF. Now coming back to this question, the two numbers are 15 and 10. The greater one we will take 15 and 10. We will take the greater one and we will write it as 10 multiplied with a number and then added with a number to get 15. Now if we multiply 10 with 2, it becomes 20, already greater than 15. We cannot take, we have to multiply 10 with 1. 10 ones are 10. 10 plus 5 will make it 15. Now we will take this number and continue the same process. 10 we will write down here equals to 5 we will write down here into multiply with a number and add a number to it. 5 2s are 10. We already got 10, so we don't have to add anything. We can write 0. Now as soon as we get 0, this thing becomes our HCF. So HCF equals to 5. Now here also we got HCF as 5 and here also we got it as 5. Now slowly let us see for bigger numbers. Suppose we have a bigger number like 100 and 120, these two numbers. Now following the old method, if we have 100 and 120, how we would have calculated the HCF? We would have factorized. 100 can be written as 2 into 5, 2 into 5, 100, and 120 can be written as 2 into 5 into 2 into 2 into 3. Now you see the common factors here. We have 2 common, we also have 5 common, we have another 2 common and nothing else. So here HCF is 2, 5 and 2. If you multiply, 2 5s are 10, 10 2s are 20. 20 is the HCF. Now we are going to use Euclid's division algorithm to find out the HCF for the same number. The two numbers are 100 and 120. We always have to start with a bigger number. 120 can be written as 100 multiply with a number and add a number to it. Now 100 if you multiply with 2, it already becomes greater. We have to multiply with 1 and add a number. Which number we should add to make 120? 100 if you multiply with 1, it becomes 100, and if we add up 20, it will become 120. Now furthermore, we will take this number and continue the process. We will write 100 here, the bigger ones, and here we will write on 20. Multiply with a number and add a number to it in order to make 100. Now 20 into 5 makes it 100. We don't have to add anything, so we will write here 0. As soon as we get 0, our calculation stops and this thing becomes the HCF. HCF is equal to 20. We got HCF 20, earlier also HCF 20. Now you see one more number. Let's see with a bigger number. Suppose we have two numbers like say 255 and 867. Suppose these two numbers we have. Now in order to find out HCF, we have to take the bigger one. The bigger one is 867 and we have to multiply the smaller one with a number and add a number to it in order to get 867. Now we will divide 867 with 255 to find out with which number we should multiply. Now 200, 2, 3, 6, 3. 3 5s are 15, 1 3 5s are 15, 16, 6, 1 3 2s are 6, 7, 700. Now if we subtract this, 7 minus 5 is 2, 6 minus 6 is 0 and 1. Now if we multiply with 3, we have to add up 102 in order to get this number. Now we will take these and these. Take the numbers 255 and this number will come here 102. We have to multiply with a number and add a number to it in order to get this one. Now furthermore, we will divide 255 with 102, 100, 200. If we multiply with 2, we will get 204. Now after subtracting 5 minus 4, we will get 1. 5 minus 0 is 5, 51. If you multiply with 2, 51 is left out. We have to add up 51 to get this number. Now again we will take these two numbers to continue the same process. We have 102 is equal to 51. Multiply with a number and add a number to it. Now what should we multiply? 51. If you multiply with 2, we will already get 102, so we have to add 0, and as soon as we get 0, our calculation stops and this thing becomes the HCF equals to 51. Finding HCF using Euclid's division algorithm. Next we should see some proof questions which are given in the book. Now the question is, show that any positive integer, any positive odd integer, it should be odd, any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5, where q is some integer. We are going to show that all the odd numbers are either in this form. Now before starting with the solution of this question, let us see some odd numbers and try to put them in this form. Suppose the odd number 1, another odd number 3, another odd number 5, then next we have 7, then we can take 9, and then 11. Next number, let me not take 13, instead suppose it is 25, then 27, then 29. Now this can be written as 6 into 0 plus 1. This can be written as 6 into 0 plus 3, and this can be written as 6 into 0 plus 5. Again, this can be written as 6 into 1 plus 1. This can be written as 6 into 1 plus 3. This can be written as 6 into 1 plus 5. This can be written as 6 into 6, 4s are 24, 4 plus 1. This can be written as 6 into 4 plus 3, and this can be written as 6 into 4 plus 5. Now if you analyze in all these cases, what we have 6 into a number, different numbers in different cases, so I can take it as q for all of them, plus 1, which can be written as 6q plus 1. Now in this case, if you analyze, in all the cases we are multiplying 6 with a number, I'll take it as q, and we are adding 3 in all these cases, so can I write it as 6q plus 3. Here if we analyze, we have 6 multiplied with a number, then added 5 to it, so this can be written as 6q plus 5. Now in all the cases we see we have 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5, and we have taken odd numbers, so these are odd ones. So all the odd numbers are either in the form of 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5. This is what they are asking you. All the odd numbers will be 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5. But we can't go on writing for all the odd numbers in this form. We have unlimited odd numbers and we cannot show all the odd numbers in this form. So how we are going to show this? We have to use Euclid's division lemma to prove this question. Now we will start by writing, let a be any positive integer and b equals to, now b we have to see here, it starts with 6, so we will be taking b as 6. Now using Euclid's lemma, a is equal to bq plus r. This is what we have learned. Now we are not going to write b here because b's value we have taken it as 6, so we will write down as 6q plus r, and we know that r should be between 0 and b. It has to be smaller than b, but it can be greater than or equal to 0. That is, r can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, but not more than 5. It cannot be 6. Now in different cases we will have different answers. We will go on checking with all the numbers. So when r is equal to 0, when r equals to 0, what will be our answer? A will be equal to 6q plus 0, which will give you 6q. Now this can be written as, if we take 2 common, 2, then we can write it as 3q. Now if we replace the value of 3q by m, we can write it as 2m, 2 multiplied with m. If 2 is multiplied with m, that means it is a product of 2, and all the products of 2 are even number, therefore it is even. Once again, 2 multiplied with any number makes it an even number. So if we multiply 2 with any integer, it will be an even number, therefore it is an even number. Now again, when r equals to 1, when r equals to 1, a will be equal to 6q plus 1. Now here from this, if we take 2 common, we can write it as 3q, 2 3s are 6, plus 1. This value if I change and make it as m, I will have 2m plus 1. Now once again, 2 multiplied with any number makes it an even number, but to that even number if we add up 1, it becomes an odd. Now therefore it is odd. Now furthermore, when r equals to 2, a will be equal to 6q plus 2. We can take 2 common, it will become 3q plus, from here we have taken 2 common, 1 will be left out. Now this whole thing, if I consider it as m, I can write it as 2m. Again we have 2 multiplied with m. Now product of 2 is always an even number, so therefore it is even. Similarly, we will check with next numbers. We have checked till 2, we have to check with 3, 4 and 5. When r equals to 3, a will be equal to 6q plus 3. Now this 3, if I break it into 2 parts, I can write 6q plus 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 will give you 3. Now if we take 2 common, from 6 we will have 3q plus 1, and outside we will have this 1. Now this, if I take it as m, I can write it as 2m plus 1. Once again, product of 2 plus 1. Product of 2 will be an even number, and after adding 1 to it, it will become an odd number. Therefore, it is odd. Now, till 3 we have checked. Now we are going to check with 4. When r equals to 4. Now, a will be equal to 6q plus 4. Now, if we take 2 common, this will become 3q plus this will become 2, because we have taken 2 common. Now this whole thing, if I consider as m, it will become 2m. Now product of 2 is an even number, therefore it is even. Now furthermore, after 4 we are going to check with 5. When now next for 5. When r equals to 5, a will be equal to 6q plus 5. Now this we can write it as 6q plus, instead of writing 5 we can break it as 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 will give you 5. Now 6 and 4 we can take common 2. If we take 2 common, 2 3s are 6, q will be there, 2 2s are 4, and this plus 1 we cannot take anything common, leave it outside. This whole thing, if I consider as m, we can write it as 2m plus 1. 2m, product of 2 an even number, plus 1 makes it an odd number, therefore it is odd. Now going back to all the odd numbers, this was odd, and here what we have, 6q plus 5. The previous ones, here we have odd, so it was 6q plus 1. The first one was even, the second one was odd, then even, then again odd. Here we have odd, and the a is 6q plus 3. So we have 3 odds, and in all the 3 odds we have a equals to 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3, or 6q plus 5. So we have seen that a equals to 6q plus 1, 6q plus 5, 6q plus 5. Okay, this is 3. 6q plus 3 and 6q plus 5 are odd. Therefore, any odd integer is of the form this: 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3, and 6q plus 5. Hence proof. Let us take another proof question from the book. Suppose I have the question here. Show that the square of any positive integer is either of the form 3m or 3m plus 1 for some integer m. Now this one also we are going to prove using Euclid's division lemma. We will start the same way. Let a be any positive integer and b equals to, b we are going to take 3, so b equals to 3. Now using Euclid's lemma, we can say that a is equal to bq plus r, but here b we will replace and write it as 3, so we can say a is equal to 3q plus r, where r should be between 0 and b. It has to be smaller than b, but it can be greater than or equal to 0. That is, r equals to 0, 1, or 2. It cannot be greater than 2, because if it becomes greater than 2, it will become equal to 3, and we said it is smaller than 3, not equal to 3. Now take different values. All the values we will check. First we will check with 0, then 1 with 2. When r equals to 0, we have a is equal to 3q plus 0, and here the question was to prove or to show that the square, so we have to show the squares. We will take square of a. If we square up a, here we will get 3q plus 0, no need to write, we can write 3q square. 3q square will become 9q square. If we take up 3 common, then we will have 3q square, and this whole thing, if I consider as m, I can write it as 3m. Now coming to the next one. Next, when r equals to 1, we have a equals to 3q plus 1. If we square this a, on the other side we have to square 3q plus 1 square, and this is in the form of a plus b the whole square. What is the formula of a plus b the whole square? We are going to use a square plus 2ab plus b square. This is what we are going to use here. So here our a is 3q a square plus 2 times a into b plus b square. If we solve it now, 3 square will give you 9q square plus 2 3s are 6 1s are 6q plus 1 1s are 1. Now from this we can take 3 common. If we take 3 common, we have 3 3s are 9q square, 3 2s are 6 2q, and from here we cannot take, so leave it outside. This whole thing if I consider as m, we have 3m plus 1. Now leave it here. Come to the next one. When r equals to 2, now a is equal to 3q plus 2. We need a square, so here we have 3q plus 2 the whole square. We are going to use the same formula, a plus b the whole square formula. If we apply the formula here, we will get 3q the whole square plus 2 times 3q into 2 plus 2 square plus b square. Now equals to 3q square will become 3 3s are 9q square plus, if you multiply 2 3s are 6 6 2s are 12, q plus 2 square will give you 4. Now we can break this 4 into 2 parts. This one will leave it as it is, 9q square plus 12q, and instead of writing 4, we can write it as 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 gives you 4. Now we can take 3 common from all these numbers excluding this one. If we take 3 common, you have 3 3s are 9 q square, 3 4s are 12 q, and from here we have taken 3, so only 1 is left, and this one cannot be taken common, leave it outside. This whole thing if you consider as m, you can write it as 3m plus 1. Now if you observe, in all the cases we are either getting it as 3m plus 1, 3m plus 1, and here we got 3m. So the square of any number is either in the form of 3m or 3m plus 1, hence proof. Therefore in the conclusion we can write, therefore the square of any positive integer is of the form 3m or 3m plus 1. Now let us see one more question from the same topic. Suppose the question is, show that the cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m, 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. So we will start the same way by writing let a be any positive integer and b equals to, now we can take 9, but if we take 9 again we have to check for all the numbers from 0 till 8. So we will be taking 3 because in 3 table we easily get 9. Using Euclid's lemma, we have a is equal to 3q plus r, and we know that r should be between 0 to b. It has to be smaller than b, but it can be greater than or equal to 0. That is r is equal to 0, 1 or 2. Now we will check with different values. 1 first, we'll check with 0, then with 1, and then with 2. When r is equal to 0, when we have taken r as 0, then a will be equal to 3q plus 0. But the question was to find out that the cube of any positive integer, so we have to find out the cube of a. If we make this as cube, then on the other side we will have 3q cube. No need to write 0, plus 0 has no value. Now equals to 3 cube will become 27 q cube. Now from here we can take 9 common. If we take 9 common, 9 3s are 27 q cube. Now this whole thing, if you consider as m, we can write it as 9m. Leave it here. Come to the second value, we are going to take r equals to 1. When r equals to 1, a will be equal to 3q plus 1. We need cube of a, so a cube will be equal to 3q plus 1 the whole cube. Here we are going to apply the formula a plus b the whole cube. A plus b the whole cube formula is a cube plus 3ab bracket a plus b plus b cube. This is the identity we are going to use here. Now this is our a and this is our b. If we apply the formula, we have to write a cube plus 3 times 3q into 1 bracket 3q plus 1 close the bracket and then 1 cube. Now if we solve this 3 cube will give you 27 q cube plus, if you multiply these three numbers, 3 3s are 9, 9 1s are 9, and then inside bracket we have 3q plus 1, and outside we have, this is plus, outside we have plus 1 cube is 1. Furthermore, we will remove this bracket. This can be written as 27q cube plus 9 3s are 27q plus 9 1s are 9 plus 1. Now from here till this much we can take 9 common. If we take 9 common, we have 9 3s are 27 q cube, 9 3s are 27, and 9 1s are 9 plus 1 is left outside. Now this whole thing, if you consider as m, this can be written as 9m plus 1. Now leave it here. Furthermore, we are going to take when r equals to 2 now. When r equals to 2, a will be equal to 3q plus 2. We need a cube, so this will become 3q plus 2 the whole cube. Apply the same identity formula. We can write it as a cube plus 3 times 3q into 2. Inside bracket we have 3q plus 2, then plus b square, which is 2, sorry not square, this is cube, plus b cube equals to, now we have 3 cube is 27 q cube plus, if we multiply these three number, we have 3 3s are 9, 9 2s are 18 q, then inside bracket we have 3q plus 2, and outside we have 2 cube will give you 8. Now again we need to remove this bracket. 27 q cube plus 18 multiplied with 3, 8 3s are 24, so it will become 54 q square plus 18 into 2 is 36 q plus 8. Now from here till this much we can take 9 as common. If we take 9 common, we can write it as 9 3s are 27 q cube plus 9 6 are 54 q square plus 9 4s are 36 q. Outside we have 8. Now this whole thing, if you consider as m, this whole thing if you consider as m, then we have 9m plus 8. Now leave it here. Now what was the question once again? The question says it should be in the form of 9m or 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. The last one is 9m plus 8. We got here 9m plus 8. The previous ones are 9m plus 1 and 9m. Now thus we can conclude that therefore the cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m 9m plus 1 or 9m plus 8. Hence proved.